Eric makes a symbolic gesture toward Ridge, and a tearful Bill remarries Katie. He is proposing on bended knee at Bill's house. You're crazy. Katie guffaws. Bill takes out a large wedding ring and an engagement ring. Katie's flabbergasted. Katie is urged by Bill to declare that she will be his wife. Tonight. She accepts and they kiss. They tell Donna, Brooke, Will, and Electra that they are getting married and ask them to be witnesses before they leave. While the Logan sisters squeal, Will rushes over to give his parents a hug. Steffi and Finn's love-in. At Steffi's place, Finn walks in wearing only a towel, having been in the hot tub. They start having affairs after confirming that the kids were gone overnight once more. Sitting in a pose oddly reminiscent of Taylor and Ridge's heart-healing session, Steffi and Finn chat about Hope and Liam's wedding and wonder if Kelly will officiate if they ever decide to renew their vows. Finn inquires about what her father said about the wedding. She replies, oh, he didn't go. She hopes he and her granddad are working things out. Finn and Steffi go over how happy they are about each other. They need to cherish what they have and hold on to it. Getting together recommends. The Staplers' departure at Forrester, Ridge, and Eric toast with glasses of whiskey. They chuckle over getting out of going to Bill's for the wedding, agreeing that Spencer is a real piece of work and laughing about his shirts. Going over their history, they remark on always beating their rivals, like Spectra. Eric speculates that Ridge will now be the only one standing there at the conclusion of the show. They talk about Stephanie's role as a force, sharing additional memories. Eric marvels that they built an empire together. He's sure she's up there sipping a martini looking down on them on Ridge. All of it is now yours. This is all yours. Eric then transfers possession of the stapler. It represents power to him. Eric says, I'm done, and Ridge accepts it. Ridge says to his father with reverence that all he ever wanted was to be loved and respected by him. The door will never close. Eric laments that there is no assurance that he will not return. Ridge chuckles. Turning serious again, he expresses his love. Eric loves him too. Bill and Katie get married at Bill's place. Will teases his dad for being nervous. It appeals to Electra. She goes to check on Katie. Soon, the Logan sisters walk into the room, with Katie following, holding a bouquet of flowers. She walks up the living room to the fireplace as the wedding march plays. Donna fixes her train. Will quips that since Beth has already gone to bed, they'll just wing it. He makes a speech about his dad being a far better human with his mom in his life. He talks about their strong connection. I miss my family. I love you. He embraces each of them and then kisses Electra. Brooke and Donna give mini speeches, offering their well wishes to the couple. Katie cries. Turning to Bill, she asks what now. He admits he's nervous and then suggests they say what's in their hearts as vows. Bill speaks on how they've come a long way, remembering how something shifted when he first laid eyes on her. She made him want to be better. Katie is his safe harbor, and that's what he wants to be with her if she'll trust him with her heart. Tearfully, he swears he'll cherish it until the day he dies. He strengthened Katie's fragile heart as she recalls. He convinced her that she could achieve anything in this world. She marvels at them putting their family back together. Life is short. She can't give him her heart because it's already his. She gave it to him a long time ago. Will hands over the rings and Katie and Bill exchange them amid more tears. Bill pronounces them husband and wife, and Will declares he can kiss Mom. They smooch as their family applauds. The bold and the beautiful recap for Monday, December 15th, reveals that Eric Forrester made a powerful grand gesture for Ridge Forrester, while Bill Spencer and Katie Logan tied the knot. As part of Bill's marriage proposal on Monday's B&B episode, he whipped out an engagement ring and some wedding bands. Katie decided she was on board, so they informed the leftover guests from Liam Spencer and Hope Logan Spencer's nuptials that there'd be another wedding tonight. Donna Logan Forrester, Brooke Logan Forrester, Electra Forrester, and Will Spencer were all over the moon. Bill suggested they'd make things official later, so they just decided to wing it without an officiant for now. There were some supportive speeches as Bill and Katie's ceremony got underway. Katie and Bill exchanged heartfelt vows along with the rings before Bill declared them husband and wife. Will ultimately invited his mom and dad to kiss, so Katie and Bill sealed the deal on their marriage with a lip lock. Steffi Forrester Finnegan and John Finn. Finnegan had a quiet night alone at the Cliff House talking about Hope marrying Liam and Ridge hoping to make amends with Eric. Finn and Steffi also talked about the possibility of renewing their vows with Kelly Spencer as the officiant one day. Since Steffi and Finn shared something special, they knew they needed to cherish their relationship. Eric invited Ridge to stay for a drink before he left Forrester Creations. That led to Ridge and Eric reminiscing about the past, including sneaky Spectre plots and all the Forresters' triumphs. Eric ultimately handed over his stapler to Ridge as a way to show he was essentially giving him the keys to the kingdom. Although Eric couldn't guarantee that his retirement would stick, he gave all the power to Ridge for now. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Eric could be headed down a different road thanks to Katie's new fashion house. So stick with us for updates on any huge career news ahead of him. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the week of December 15th suggest some curveballs. There will be a few get-togethers with the family ahead of Christmas. However, there could also be conflict with Thomas Forrester back. Plus, Steffi Forrester Finnegan puts Hope Logan Spencer, Annika Noel in an unfair position. Katie Logan is also getting her own fashion house. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Steffi Forrester Finnegan's shocking demand. Let's start off with Steffi, who ends up putting Hope in another dilemma. When Thomas comes back, he declares that Forrester Creations is where he needs to be. The man wants his job back, but Deke Sharp has already taken it. Steffi tells Hope that she needs to work with Thomas. However, Hope says the guy makes her uncomfortable. That is when Steffi insists. It sounds like Hope will be forced to bring Thomas onto her team, or Deke could be replaced with his predecessor. Either way, it's an unfair situation for Deke. The challenge of Hope Logan Spencer. It's very possible that Hope might like working with Thomas again. It's true that things have been awkward ever since they broke up. However, Hope has always insisted that Thomas knows her vision the best. Deke is great too. Hope has been impressed by his designs and tells Steffi he has fresh ideas. So, in a perfect world, maybe Deke and Thomas can work together. Will Thomas being there cause issues for Liam Spencer again, though? Katie Logan's new company. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Bill Spencer always goes over the top. Bill proposed marriage to Katie. Bill will then present Katie with his wedding present next week. It's her very own fashion house. It won't take long for Katie to poach some of the talented designers at Forrester Creations. However, I wonder if this could lead to a fashion house battle between the two companies. It would also affect the Forresters and Logans, as well as the Spencers. Thus, it appears that some individuals will be forced to choose sides. Deacon Sharp's finding at some point, Deacon Sharp will get caught up with Taylor Hayes after Hope's wedding. Will Taylor tell him all about Sheila Carter Sharp's wedding crash intentions? The spoilers for Tuesday, December 16th, 2025's The Bold and the Beautiful have been released. Fans can anticipate that Katie Logan will have a unique present for Bill Spencer in tomorrow's episode. Ridge Forrester is informed by Brooke Logan Forrester. Plus, Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp panic about Sheila Carter Sharp. Continue reading to learn more about the upcoming episodes of the CBS soap opera. Brooke Logan Forrester's news. Let's start off with Brooke, who will return to the office following the two weddings. Ridge was aware of Hope Logan Spencer and Liam Spencer's wedding. However, when the blonde announces Bill and Katie also got married, Ridge will be surprised. Ridge Forrester disgruntled. Ridge doesn't have a personal problem with Katie, but also doesn't like Bill. Ridge has often complained about not understanding what Katie sees in the man. However, he will soon have a much bigger problem after Katie gets Bill's extravagant wedding gift. Katie Logan's special gift. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for tomorrow's episode reveal that fans know that Bill is giving Katie a fashion house. That won't be until later this week, though. Katie has a very special present for her new husband in the interim. I wonder what she will get the man who already has everything. In any case, all these weddings could inspire Will. The young man knows he wants his future to be with Electra Forrester. They are already living together and have gotten through so much. So, they could be the next wedding in Los Angeles. Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp panic. There is also Taylor and Deacon. Fans watched as Taylor told Sheila that crashing the Lope wedding would be crazy. Of course, Taylor is going to tell Deacon about it as soon as she can. Taylor will know that Deacon hearing negative news about Sheila could impact their marriage. The last thing Deacon wants is any more drama from his wife. Sheila was aware of how special Hope's wedding day was, not only for Hope and Liam, but also for Deacon. After all, Hope has been married before, but this is Deacon's first time walking her down the aisle. So, I wonder if Taylor's intel could cost Sheila her marriage? At some point, Sheila is going to get the impression that there is something more going on between Deacon and Taylor than just therapy. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers update for Monday, December 15th, reveals that Forrester will drown his sorrows, while Bill Spencer has a secret that'll change everything. Eric will sit at his old desk at Forrester Creations and think about where he is in his life. Eric will consume alcohol as he contemplates retirement and the prospect of leaving the company he loves. Ridge Forrester now sees that he botched this whole situation and even went as far as pushing Eric to stay. However, Eric probably feels like it's coming from a place of pity, and that's something he never wants to see in anyone's eyes. Although Eric rejected Ridge's latest attempt to partner up, that doesn't mean he's okay with retiring deep down. Eric is willing to try it, but he still feels a deep desire to work and give the fashion world all he has to offer. While Eric drinks and broods, B&B spoilers say Katie Logan will continue to reel over Bill's marriage proposal at the Spencer mansion. Bill wants to remarry Katie immediately, so they may end up sharing an anniversary with Liam Spencer and Hope Logan in the years to come. Bill's next shocking revelation will come from the fact that it appears that Katie and Bill will also make this their wedding night. It turns out Bill's been keeping a secret from Katie, so she's about to get her socks knocked off. Bill will admit he's made all the arrangements and that Katie now has a new fashion house that's all her own. This is Katie's chance to run the show and never have to answer to Ridge, Brooke Logan Forrester, or anyone else ever again. Katie will plan a kiss of gratitude on Bill soon, so she'll obviously be thrilled over the news. It may not be long until Eric and others from Forrester Creations jump over to the competition. Until then, Liam and Hope should cap off their own wedding night with some private moments. Hope and Liam are finally a married couple again, so they may have a sweet and sizzling celebration behind closed doors. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Liam and Hope will count on making their relationship last this time around, so stay tuned for updates on whether they actually will. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Friday, December 12th reveal that when Bill Spencer proposes to Katie Logan following the reception, she will receive a surprise engagement present. Now that Liam Spencer and Hope Logan Spencer are officially married, it's time to celebrate with a fun post-wedding party. There'll be more speeches as Liam and Hope begin their new chapter as husband and wife. On Friday's B&B episode, Hope and Liam will have a glass of bubbly, so they'll toast to their guests and get a lot of good wishes. As long as he continues to observe Hope on her big day, Deacon Sharp will be one happy papa. As for Sheila Sharp, she calmed down by the time she left Taylor Hayes' office. That could be good news for Liam and Hope while their reception is still underway. Taylor encouraged Sheila to go home instead of crashing the marriage festivities, so Sheila may take the doc's advice in the end. Once the wedding reception is over, Bill will reflect on what a wonderful time everyone had. Bill will be glad to be back with Katie and to spend time together as a family under his roof. Although Bill will be on cloud 9, he'll hint about one thing that could make all this even better. Bill will ultimately get down on one knee and play up how much he wants to make Katie his wife again, so she'll be taken aback over this marriage proposal shocker. Katie will definitely be caught off guard as Bill makes his offer of marriage, but she may decide to cave in. Katie may decide to remarry Bill soon enough because the decision to give in to a Bill reunion has worked out so far. While Katie and Bill have a private engagement moment, Liam and Hope may have a private moment of their own as they kick off the rest of their wedding night alone. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Hope and Liam will look forward to the rest of their lives together, so stay tuned for updates on what's ahead for these two. In a sweeping and emotionally charged turn of events that feels both like a love letter to the past and a cautious promise for the future, The Bold and the Beautiful unfolds a powerful chapter in which Forrester makes a deeply symbolic gesture toward Ridge that quietly redefines their complicated father-son relationship. While across town, Bill Spencer and Katie Logan find themselves drawn back together in a tearful remarriage that no one expected, yet somehow feels inevitable. And as these two storylines weave together, they create a rich tapestry of legacy, forgiveness, regret, and the enduring pull of family, because at Forrester Creations the atmosphere is heavy with unspoken truths as Eric, frail but clear-eyed, surveys the fashion house he built with his own hands and realizes that time, more than rivalry or pride, is the one opponent he can no longer outmaneuver, prompting him to summon Ridge for a private moment that at first feels like another tense exchange between two strong-willed men, but slowly transforms into something far more profound, as Eric presents Ridge with a symbolic gesture that speaks louder than any apology ever could. A gesture rooted in history, craftsmanship, and love. Perhaps a restored original sketch, a signed legacy document, or even the ceremonial passing of a design compass that once guided Eric through decades of triumph and turmoil. And as Ridge takes it in his hands, the weight of generations settles over him, bringing back memories of childhood admiration, years of competition, and the long shadow of always trying to live up to a legend. While Eric's eyes fill with emotion not because he doubts Ridge's talent, but because he finally acknowledges the cost of their battles, the moments lost to ego and control. And in that silent exchange, Ridge understands that this is not about power or titles, but about trust, forgiveness, and the unspoken admission that Eric sees him not just as an heir, but as an equal, a realization that cracks Ridge's carefully maintained armor and leaves him visibly shaken as he struggles to find words worthy of the moment. Yet Eric gently stops him, reminding Ridge that some things don't need speeches, they need actions. And this action is Eric's way of saying that he believes Ridge will protect the Forrester name not by repeating the past, but by learning from it. And this moment reverberates far beyond that room as Brooke senses a shift she can't quite explain. Steffi watches her father with new respect, and the entire family feels the ground subtly realign beneath their feet. While meanwhile at Spencer Publications, Bill Spencer is grappling with his own reckoning as the self-proclaimed dollar bill tycoon finds himself reflecting on the choices that left him wealthy yet emotionally bankrupt, haunted by memories of love lost and bridges burned, especially when it comes to Katie Logan, the woman who once believed she could tame his darker impulses and build a life grounded in honesty. And when fate and circumstance bring Bill and Katie face to face again, it begins awkwardly, cautiously, with guarded words and old wounds hovering between them. But as they talk, the years seem to peel away, revealing the connection that never truly died. Because beneath the betrayals and disappointments, there was always genuine love. And as Bill confesses his regrets with uncharacteristic vulnerability, admitting that power and ambition blinded him to what truly mattered, Katie listens. Not as the woman he hurt, but as someone who has also grown, learned, and forgiven herself for staying too long and leaving too late. And their conversations become raw and tearful as they acknowledge the pain they caused each other and the family they share, especially their son who has watched them cycle through hope and heartbreak. And in a moment that feels both fragile and brave, Bill asks Katie not for a fresh start, but for a chance to do it right this time, promising transparency, humility, and partnership rather than control. And Katie, torn between fear and faith, finally allows herself to believe that people can change when loss teaches them what truly matters, leading to an intimate and emotionally charged remarriage that is less about spectacle and more about sincerity, with tears flowing freely as vows are exchanged not in grand declarations, but in quiet promises to choose each other every day, even when it's hard. And as they remarry, the ripple effects are immediate as Brooke is stunned yet moved. Donna hopes against hope that happiness will finally stick, and even skeptics can't deny the authenticity of the moment. While these parallel stories echo each other in striking ways, as Eric's gesture toward Ridge and Bill's reunion with Katie both underscore the show's enduring themes that legacy is not just what you build, but what you pass on emotionally. That love is not proven by grand gestures alone, but by accountability and growth, and that forgiveness is often the bravest act of all. And as Ridge processes his father's trust, he finds himself reevaluating his own role as a father and leader, determined to guide the next generation with less rigidity and more empathy. While Bill, humbled by Katie's willingness to try again, begins redefining strength not as dominance, but as consistency and care. And in the days that follow, Eric watches Ridge step into his responsibilities with renewed purpose, quietly proud that his symbolic act has sparked real change, while Katie and Bill navigate the delicate early days of remarriage, aware that love doesn't erase the past, but can transform it if nurtured honestly. And as these stories continue to unfold, they remind viewers why the bold and the beautiful resonate so deeply. Because beneath the glamour and drama are universal truths about family, redemption, and the hope that even after years of mistakes, there is still time to make things right. Making this chapter not just a turning point for its characters, but a poignant meditation on what it means to leave something meaningful behind and to choose love again when it would be easier to walk away.